Hi, so I have a lot of videos I uploaded on the channel of my travels to a lot of countries. I figured I would organize it and make it into new videos for this channel. For this year, 2024, I've been to a lot of countries. Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, Japan. Korea, I've been there for 1 month. So I probably do have a lot of things to say. It's just I was kind of caught off guard with South Korea. There's a lot of things that were completely different contrast to my beliefs when I got there, and the fact that I decided to stay for more than 1 month is kind of crazy. But I would not say it's a regret. I'm always open to learning new things about everything, and this whole journey of traveling has opened up my view on life, on the world in general. A lot of places are just not what we thought they are, and everything is not what it seems, and it's kind of cool. Honestly, I'm a very experimental person. I'm always willing to give chances to anything, everything, person, people, location, countries. I love to be able to be proven wrong. It's always really interesting to me. First country is Japan, which is where Dua Lipa took me to. Surprisingly, it's the first country I've been to after coming back from Australia, and that is precisely 12 to 13 years of me being in Taiwan and the first time traveling out of country. Sponsored by Dua Lipa. Sponsored by Warner Music. Yeah, so basically the first video will be my travels to Japan. Impromptu review of Japan. I think the biggest thing that I learned or understood or experienced from Japan is it's way better than I expected. I used to have a certain view or stereotype on Japan, like the whole patriarchy thing, the whole society relies on men thing. I was always very against that, and they took me by surprise, dare I say. Japan turned out to be better than I expected. Maybe my points will change when I go back one more time, because this trip was TBH free and I didn't have to pay much. Free things are always better. Makes you have this beautiful bubble around it when it's free for you, like a gift, where we always love gifts. I don't know. But as of now, my thought on Japan is pretty good. The streets are clean and it's solo travel friendly. No one gives a damn if you're there alone, which is completely different to Korea. Korea, they have this couple culture. You are constantly reminded that you are by yourself if you solo travel to Korea without any friends or any connections there. So I believe if you were to stay in Korea for 1 year and then slowly build up your relationships, it could be better. Not everyone can do that, but I did hear from other people that Japan is generally really, because they also have this issue. Like, you know how the countries in Asia which are better in English is more like Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and East Asia, they're still working on it. They're trying, but they're still working on it. People in Japan, people in Korea, a lot of them, if you're not in the city center, they're generally really scared to speak English because it's not familiar to them. Same as Taiwan as well, maybe China as well. It's not familiar to them, which in some country is a pro, because for example China, if you go to China as a white person, they would welcome you because it's the beauty standard. They love Western culture and the features. They're just very attracted to the features, and also they are not familiar with other races, but the treatment or the reaction to that is good because they think you are so interesting and so cool, so different, which they like, which is different to Japan. Japan, they don't have that big of a love, or I don't know how to say, but Japan, I have heard some people, some of my friends who are white or even half white, they went to Japan and didn't get the best treatments. There's always good and bad people anywhere, so it depends on where you go and who you meet, right? So here is my trip to Japan. Here's me at 5 a.m. that day getting ready to go to the airport. Straight off the bat, met this grandma who decided to recommend me where to go in Japan. She was pretty excited for me because I told her it was my first time going and she wanted me to see Mount Fuji from the airplane, but it was on the other side, so we didn't see it. We were on Japan Airlines, so the airplane food was pretty nice. And then we finally made it there, but we couldn't find the driver for 1 hour, so that was a little weird. So then he started explaining why he was late for 1 hour. It's because he was trying to find these 3 other Koreans. We ended up seeing them at the event. It turns out that they didn't get Wi-Fi for this 24 hours extravaganza, so it was just the 4 of us on this car. We had a pit stop at the 7-Eleven. I was really excited. It was because the driver wanted to make sure he checked whether the Korean guys were still there. Nevertheless, we started driving towards our hotel. We started after like 30 more minutes, but it was fine. Which one? 好，那我要帮你那个收，好，你自己来。It was pretty nice the whole way. The view was amazing. The sky was so clear. Us 4 were just chatting, getting to know each other because we will be staying at the same hotel for the night. And then we finally made it to the hotel. We had a little bit of trouble because they couldn't find the booking. Turns out the Warner Music managers didn't book it under any of our names. So it was a struggle and a half, but thankfully I printed out the trip itinerary that they gave us via email and we finally found it after numerous tries, to say the least. We each got a room of our own right next to each other, which was really cool, honestly. It felt like one of those graduation school trips, but because we didn't know each other, we had a little trouble figuring out whether we're gonna go out shopping or exploring with each other, because that's what we talked about in the car, but we ended up all going to the places that we wanted to go to by ourselves, which was a little funny. But here is the room. I was really excited to have my own hotel. Right outside the window is another building, but the Tokyo Tower is right there. I didn't realize it until a little bit later on. So before this trip, I promised myself that I was gonna vlog and talk to the camera and everything, but when we got there, the room was so quiet. There's the tower, but I was so scared and it was so quiet and I was shy. So here's me trying to give you a silent room tour. I had blonde hair at this time. Pretty great. I don't regret it. So here's the bed. As you can see, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay. TV. There's Japanese on it. It's the Village Hotel. That was me trying to be Alex Costani and open it. Here's the bathroom. Here's me inside the bathroom. The floor is plastic, so it feels like I was gonna drop down to the other floor any minute, which was scary. But here is the hotel card. Here's me shocked. Oh my god. Here's me opening up the door to the hallway. Oh, I was leaving. This is me leaving. Okay. On the car, we made a group chat, but by the time we're at the hotel, everybody decided to go out by themselves. So here's us en route to our adventures. So I quickly Googled, I already Googled when I was still in Taiwan where I wanted to go. I knew there was a mall around it and I didn't want it to go too far, which turns out I should have gone a little further than where I have been because I ended up spending the whole time inside this mall that I'm showing you right now. The first thing I got was these mosquito patches that my mom requested. So I started to FaceTime my mom and my aunt because they were also out and about. Basically went all around the mall and showed them how different it is compared to the one in Taiwan. It's probably not as different, but there are few significant differences. For example, the different stores. I ended up buying a ring and a few snacks. I started my ring collection from here. I decided that I want to keep a collection of rings and fans and magnets from each country. So here's me starting to buy souvenirs. The first suspect, the first victim, no. The first person is for my sister, and she's still in primary school, so I know she loves these, but I was just really having fun picking out one for her. The whole time, the cashier lady was standing behind me. I don't know, maybe she thought I was live streaming or something. Then I went out and started to walk around the whole mall, because in the mall there was literally no one. I was literally the only one there. And you see there's Muji, it looks really empty, the street signs are so cool. I remember being so fascinated by all of the street signs because it looks like a cartoon. I was destined to find a Lawson's. There was one right across the mall, and there was a sign here that says Ariake Garden, and I thought it looked cool. Just wanted to make sure I had a full body shot of me in Japan, so that was that. And inside the Lawson's we go. I was fascinated once again. Everything was so cool. So I picked out all of the things that I wanted. I literally grabbed everything that I want, and I went back to the hotel. I spent like 1 hour or two, I think an hour and a half in the mall, and it was really cold. I literally had shorts and short sleeves, or short sleeves under the little cover up that was basically nothing. Yeah, I dressed like that, and it was November in Japan, and almost December as well. It was November 20th. Then I just decided to have a mukbang in my hotel room. That was fried chicken, I think, and this is dango. I just googled, it's called dango, and I got the soy sauce one, the sweet soy sauce one. It was really good. I started having these when I was in Taiwan, and this was probably my second time having it, and it was really good. I didn't know how much free time we would have in Japan, but I promised myself that I was gonna have this when I was there, and I got a black tea, which was really nice as well. The 7-Eleven, or it's just Lawson's. I was really surprised that the major convenience store is not 7-Eleven, and it was Lawson instead. But Lawson's was really cool. I love Lawson's. Now that we're done with the mukbang, I decided to look through the TV because I was trying to kill some time before we go to the event. But it's always so cool to see news and TVs from another country, and it's crazy to think that this is some people's daily life and this is what they watch every single day. So that was me trying to look through what we have in this hotel room. We have a pajama that looks like what we wear at a funeral here in Taiwan, so my mother was confused. And yeah, the reason why I started this was because I was trying to call my mom and she didn't pick up. And she finally did. And here is a haul for her, the things that I ate, fried chicken and the cool ketchup. Oh, there's more. All of the things that I bought are here. There are snacks, some mosquito patches, more snacks, the thing for my sister, candy, and the cool ketchup. And here's me telling her about my plan in the next 30 minutes or an hour, and telling her that I needed to go to the event now and saying bye. Or nah. Here's me giving her a hotel room tour. Finally, there's somebody to make me feel confident about talking. But at this point, I didn't know how to record voices on FaceTime calls. I didn't know you have to long press and make sure the mic was on. That's really so annoying, don't you think? Like, why else would we record? And I was showing her where the Tokyo Tower is. It was right there. And here is what it looks like across the street. Everything looks like cartoon. Maybe because I really did grow up with Japanese cartoons, because that's just the norm here. You know how Ghibli is very famous. There's a lot others as well. I guess cartoon is just cartoon and anime is just the big thing in Japan. And here is the bathroom again. And my friend was asking me how long I was gonna be in Tokyo. Let me fast forward because we saw all that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay. Here's me saying my final goodbye to my aunt, my cousin, my mom. Apparently they are at Burger King's. And here is where the fun starts. Here's me leaving the hotel with everything that I needed, my tripod and everything that I ended up not being able to use inside Team Lab Planets. Maybe they think it's dangerous. Here's me pushing through and going through the treacherous roads, treacherous wind. The quality is not good because I downloaded this from my other YouTube channel. But as always, I just wanted to have a shot of me in Tokyo. And behind me there was like 3 buildings which looked like Marina Bay Sand. It's funny because it seems everywhere just wants to copy everywhere. Like this area in particular has the Seagull line. It's the equivalent to MRT in Taiwan. Fast forward to a few months ago when I was in South Korea, I went to Busan, and Busan, their signature is also seagulls. As you can see over there, seagulls. Why aren't you guys more creative? Be more creative, brothers. Anyways, I made my way over to Team Lab Planets. It's right there across the street, Team Lab. I decided to push through and walk the 15-minute walk to Team Lab Planets. From here is finally when I realized, wow, it's actually happening. This is not a scam. I am actually seeing Dua Lipa, perhaps. I made it there eventually, and it was vibes all the way. I found my people after a while, and we talked about what we did during the free time. We're all quite secretive about everything. There was still normal visitors while we were there, and we're finally inside.
要蹲下去啊！一起进去，要爬过去的。啊！这是什么东西？我在干嘛？What the fuck is this？ 我们在干嘛？ God damn! 好累啊 ！Oh my god!
So it just seems like this was a Dua Lipa featured Team Lab event. So we were basically led to experience everything that this exhibition had to offer. Throughout the whole event, there was camera crew recording us, so I hope if there is a video, I hope it comes out someday.
你有发现一件事吗？被选到的都是正妹。
And then they just sat us down in this corner, and I don't know what we're supposed to do, so we started taking pictures. It was all really pretty actually. It's just a really great place for photos. The floor to ceiling mirrors and the flowers dropping down from the ceiling was also pretty. This flower room was called Levitating Flower. I guess that was on brand for Dua. This second location is called Water Slope. Basically, we were told to take off our socks to fully immerse in the environment. This one is called Soft Room. It caught us all by surprise because we all basically just fell into the pillows.
我们的宝贝呢？听到宝贝的声音了吗？ 会撞到墙。他等一下就突然现身了，我会哭哎、哦不会，我不会，因为他没有要表演。真的。你看 march， 排队，这灯好漂亮。
Here on this mirror. Oh yeah. We do one together on my foot, and then we'll do one like a big group one professionally.
Yes.
みんな写真を皆さん撮りましょう。
Everyone in?
Yeah.
Get in, squeeze.
So that happened. Here's her running in to meet us and some more behind the scenes. It was really cool to experience this. I kept saying this as a joke. This was my first influencer event, and you truly finally understand how it all happens, how it all works, and there's actually events like this. And we were having a Q&A section with her, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that we are able to see this someday. The guy in our group was chosen to answer the Q&A and also got a signature from Dua, a big win for him, but I also am happy that I was able to be so close to her in the photo. Basically, it all happened very fast. To me, I think she was in there for 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, but we all jokingly said she was there for 5 to 10 minutes. So we were just debriefing on the train, and it ended at like 9-ish, so we decided to explore the city as much as we can because we're here, so we might as well do that. We decided that we had to get ramen before we leave, or else we had never been in Japan, so we were all extremely tired. And you can see it from my face that I was awake for the last 24 hours, probably. And we were hungry as well, so we all got ramen. Then we started walking towards Tokyo Tower, but we were so exhausted. We saw it at a pretty good distance, then decided to go to Donkey Shop. to shop, and then we were on our way home. It took us all by surprise once again that we were literally 10 minutes away from our hotel, so we probably should have walked over to Tokyo Tower. Then we got our last few bits of snacks for the night, and we needed to go to sleep because we had a 7 a.m. flight the next morning. We literally have to wake up at like 5 or 6 in order to catch the bus, and we ended up not catching the bus, so we took a cab over there as well. Here's me unboxing the merch, Houdini merch, Dua Lipa. It's my first Dua Lipa merch and I was really excited. Here's me sharing it with my mom. Here's my mom approving it. Then I proceeded to demonstrate my pose beside Miss Dua. So we got a tote bag and a t-shirt, one size, and we got a badge which was plastic, but it's still cute. And I showed everything that I got from Donkey store, basically all of the souvenirs. I finished all of the shopping, showed her the stamp on my passport, and I was wanting to pass out. Well, I did. It's one of those times when you just wanted to fall asleep, but you don't want to be the one who ends the call. We missed our bus, so here we are at Tokyo Station, ready to take the train. But it was really nice to be able to have had done this. But I think we needed to do this anyways. But basically we were offered breakfast at the hotel, but we were awake too late. So we didn't get to eat at the hotel, but I grabbed something and went, so it was still okay. On the way, we saw Tokyo Skytree. It's right over there. It's really pretty. The day was literally so nice. The sky was blue, no clouds whatsoever. Such a shame. We were given the flight to Tokyo and back, and we asked whether we could maybe fly back a few days later, but the Warner music managers refused. So in a way, I just feel like it was quite iconic to be able to have a Houdini 24-hour challenge, so I was okay with it.
没有空的，全满的。
We got drinks before our flight at this cafe. It was really good. I got hojicha milk tea, and it's literally the one thing I missed from Japan. Then we just shopped around for more souvenirs before we gathered to get on our flight. It was quite funny because all of our seats are so spread out, but it's understandable because I guess she had to adjust with each of us because we were so hard to deal with. Everyone had to make sure they had everything correct in their information, so I guess they booked everyone's flight separately. We got Haagen-Dazs on this flight, and I watched a tiny bit of Gossip Girl, and the person beside me was very surprised at our 24-hour endeavor. But all in all, this was this extraordinary trip that I will never forget for the rest of my life. That Dua Lipa flew me to Tokyo. So from now on, I will have something to say for Truth or Dare or 3 truth and 1 lie games like that. I have something to say now. And the landing was extremely smooth, which I was so surprised about. And basically, my mom came to pick me up, and this was literally my first time traveling abroad by myself. So I assume if it was not my first time, I would have stayed for a few more days, because that just sounds right, you know. Here are some more media from online from Dua Lipa's page. Her IG, literally me right there giving her a kiss. Wow, that's amazing. And basically, if you go to any of these events, you should wait until the event's over and start Googling yourself or Googling about the event. You will find yourself on the internet. So that's a hack. This is from her TikTok. It's so funny actually that somebody captured this moment for me. I didn't know that there was somebody doing that, but I did see somebody holding a phone, so... The Houdini cassette came out a few months later, and I had my friend buy it for me, and because he owes me money, so he bought it from France, and he was traveling back here, so he gave it to me while he was here. And here are just some more extras that I have. So here is my video about my trip to Tokyo in 2023, last year, November 20th, to Ariake, Tokyo for Team Lab events for Houdini release by Dua Lipa. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the other country vlogs.